Hi P2, we are on our third day of home learning, and for today we will have a very nice lesson which is about cafe. Have you been to a cafe before? Well, mostly adults are fond of going to cafes, but there are cafes that are applicable and they have like drinks for kids on their menu. So for today we will be studying about cafes in different places. Are you ready? You may open your learner's book on page 120 for your guide. So let's start. Now, have you been to a jungle cafe before? What do we mean by jungle again? It's in the forest. So mostly there are different animals there. So there is this one cafe that has the theme that looks like a jungle. And here's how it looks like. It's a jungle cafe, and what animals can you see there? Can you name this animal? Okay, a bird, elephant, monkey, and there are these fish. So since it's a jungle cafe theme, or the motif or the theme of the cafe is jungle, there are different kinds of animals, and they all decorated the place with different kinds of plants and trees that you usually see in the jungle. Now let's learn more about this jungle cafe. Let's read all together, okay? The jungle cafe. This cafe is in a town. The cafe is inside a building, but it looks like a jungle. You can hear jungle birds and insects. You can see some jungle animals and some fish. There is a menu for adults and a menu for children. The food is delicious. So, since it's a jungle cafe, there are animals, there are birds, insects, there are trees, of course, there. However, this one is located in a city. So they probably rented a place where they decorated it as a cafe that looks like a girl. So that is our first cafe. It's a jungle cafe. Now let's visit another unique cafe. This cafe needs to climb up the stairs and ladder to reach it. It means it is located somewhere up there. So this one is a treehouse cafe. So this one is located on a high place which is on top of a tree that looks like this one. So for sure, since it is located on top of a tree, its view from up there is very nice. So you can see from different area. And before you reach the cafe, you have to climb up the stairs or a ladder provided. Now let's read about the Treehouse Cafe. The Treehouse Cafe. This cafe is in the countryside. The cafe is outside. In fact, it's in a treehouse. To get to the cafe, you walk up some stairs, then you climb up a ladder. You can hold the railing while you climb. You can hear a musician playing the guitar. You can sit and look up at the trees or down at the ground. The cafe is open in summer and closed on winter. So this cafe is not open whole year round. So there is only a season or dates wherein the cafe would open. So it's open in summer, but it is closed on winter. It's because it's an open cafe, and since you need to climb up, it will be a little dangerous when the stairs will become steep because of the snow. So they close it on winter. Now, let's have this vocabulary again. You might forget it already. So countryside is the opposite of a city. So it means it is not in a city or a town. Usually, this one is in the provinces where there are a lot of fields and trees around. So those are the unique cafes that we had. Now let's see if you can tell me which cafe I'm describing. Is it the Treehouse Cafe or the Jungle Cafe? Ready? First one. It is inside a building. Is it a jungle cafe or a treehouse cafe? Or is it both cafes are in a building? It is a jungle cafe. Did you get it right? Good job. Next, it is closed in winter. Is it Jungle Cafe, Treehouse Cafe, or both cafes? It is the Treehouse Cafe. Great. Next, you can hear music there. Is it Jungle Cafe, Treehouse Cafe, or both cafes? If there are music around. It's the Treehouse Cafe. Next, you must climb up a ladder to get there. Which one is it? It's of course the Treehouse Cafe. Next, you can see leaves and branches. Is it Jungle Cafe, Treehouse Cafe, or both cafes? It's both cafes, because even on the Jungle Cafe, they decorated it with trees and leaves, right? And Treehouse Cafe, of course, there is a tree because it's on a tree. Next, you can watch the fish. It's the Jungle Cafe. You even saw it on the picture. Great job, friends. Now, when you went to a cafe or even to a restaurant, do you know how to tell your orders to the servers or to the waiters? Now look at the picture. How do you order food in a cafe or a restaurant? Usually, the waiter would say, "Would you like something to eat or drink?" How would you respond to it? Since the question begins with would, your answer can be "I would" or "I'd like to some tea," for example. I'd is short for I would. But if you don't want to use the word would, you can just say, "Can I have some cake?" These words can be used because these are polite words in telling your orders. So make sure you have to be polite whenever you tell your orders. Now, I will be giving you a homework. This one, before you go to a cafe, it's because it's locked down, right? So once you go to a cafe or a restaurant, I want you to do it properly. So I want you to practice at home, work with a partner, can be your parents or your siblings. One of you will be the server and one will be the customer. So I want you to practice on how you could ask an order and how to get to tell your order. Order some food from the menu on page 121 of your learner's book. I want you to practice it, and I want to know your partner's reaction and your progress on this on our next live streaming class. Is that clear? I hope you will have a good time and have fun while practicing with your partner. So that will be all for today. I hope you had fun learning our new lesson for today. See you next time, friends. Bye!